All right, folks. Welcome back to Boss Wizard Crypto. Did we bottom? Maybe we did. Essentially, this is how I have the count for a bottom. This would be a double zigzag, okay? For a wave 2, that's in the wrong place, that ended here. Okay, so this is the count that supports Bitcoin bottoming. Essentially, a zigzag here, ABC, okay? This is probably another zigzag, or it's a combination, but I prefer to count it as a zigzag, okay, for an X wave. And another zigzag here. A, B, C. Now this is kind of a funny impulse, but it can follow the rules. I'll dive into that in a second to show you. But anyway, it supports a bottom here, and then now we've started to impulse out. Okay, and what that would mean is that you would have an impulse here for a 1. You're going to get 3 back here for a 2. And this is where, if you're a hodler or you just want big swings or whatever, this is where you really want to buy, is here. Okay? Because that means moon time. So, this one's pretty self-explanatory as a zigzag here. Well, I'm going to show you this in log as well. This is log, how it looks like in log. Okay? And this is linear. Looks just as good both ways. Okay? But I know some of you are interested in how in the world can you get 5 out of this. Okay? And I'm going to show you. So, 5-wave move here. Okay, for the C wave. This would be a C wave ending here. All right, so there's 5 waves for your 1. This is all a running flat for a 2. Fast and Furious 5 here. You have to go down to a smaller time frame to see it, but Fast and Furious 5 here for the wave 3. Triangle for the wave 4. A, B, C, D, E. Wave 4. Okay, and then a little tiny impulse here for your 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That ends a C wave. Okay, for a zigzag where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, 5, 3, 5. Zigzag to complete a double zigzag to complete 2. Okay. So let me get rid of all that noise. So now that we've got to this point, now we can start counting an impulse off the high. Now Bitcoin's still got a lot to prove. It's still got to show us this impulse. Okay, it hasn't showed us a complete impulse yet. But if I go in here and I turn on the wave, okay, that's essentially what it would look like. It doesn't have to be there. It could, the 4 could be over here, whatever. Right? I don't know where it's going to end. All right, but I can show you a pretty good guess of where it's going to end. But essentially, 5-wave impulse here. Probably going to smack its head over here on this range. Right? Smack its head there because you got all of this. You got all of this. Okay? This whole box here. There's going to be a lot of resistance. All right? But essentially, this wave 3 and now 4, and what will be the first of 5, is trying to clear this right here. That's what it's struggling with right now. Okay, trying to hear that it's going to get rejected. Okay, over the next week or so, and then it's going to try again to get through this range. Okay, and it will be successful. Okay, it's going to pop up, come down to support 3, 4, 5, and slam its head here. Okay, or in here, or wherever it happens to be. Right? It might just slam its head here. It could be anywhere in this range if it's powerful enough. Who knows? Okay, but that's the likely thing that's going to happen. And then after that, you're going to get a 3-wave move. Okay, probably probably a zigzag. Doesn't have to be, probably is. Okay, and you can use these same ranges again to figure out your zigzag. Now this range here, okay, if we're using ranges, that range there is probably where it's going to bottom. This is all probability right now, okay? We don't know. We haven't seen future price action. But in all probability, this range here, okay, going back to over here too, right, is where, and I believe also, and then you have the previous all-time high over here, right? Right. Yeah. Okay. Previous all-time high, part of this range as well, right? So that is likely where you're going to find your bottom when it's probably a zigzag, okay? You're going to come down here, you're going to slam into this range after this gets rejected, right? You're going to slam into this range as a test. You're going to come back, okay? In the B wave, whatever it is, could be literally anything. Triangle, could be a freaking another zigzag, it could be a flat, it could be anything, right? Waste some time, crash down back through this range to find support here in this range that goes all the way back to the previous cycle's all-time high in 2017. All right, that's where you're going to find your bottom, most likely, and then it's just off to the moon at that point. Okay, off to the moon, and these ranges are going to play support and resistance again on your way to the moon. Right, you're going to come up. Okay, you're going to slam into this range, come back. You're going to slam into this range, break through it, find support. Okay, you're going to come up here, you're going to slam into this range, and you're going to get another pullback, find support on it. And then you're going to pop again, slam your head on this range, you're going to come back, you're going to slam your head on this, up here. Okay, you're going to come back. And then, once you finally get through the all-time high, then it's just going to be a freaking free-for-all. Right? Once you break this, okay, and come back and find support on it, it's just nothing stopping it, right? Now, don't. I'm not saying it's going to freaking $400,000, all right? I'm just using it as an example that once you break this, there is nothing to stop it, okay, until the market says so. All right, does it have to be 400,000? No, of course not. Okay, let's not be ridiculous. But we can easily come up here to, I don't know, just a complete guess. 180, 200, something like that. Okay, before we finally top off and you start a new bear market. Okay. So, that's essentially how I see this going down. Okay, if that count is correct. So let me get rid of all this. And if you like it, well, go on, rewatch the video again. All right. So what else could this be though? Because we also need a bull count or a bear count. Sorry. Let me open my object tree. Give me 1 second here. If the bottom's not in, okay, this is the bear count right now. Essentially, you have all of this is a zigzag, okay? Not thinking it's very likely because I very much so think that this is a zigzag, okay? But however you want to do it, you want to call this a zigzag and maybe you want to call this a zigzag, okay? And maybe you want to call this a zigzag, that it's a triple zigzag. I don't care how you get it, okay? But this count supports the fact that you had a major bottom here, but that is not the bottom. Okay, this means that all of this was one three-wave move. Okay, and that all of it after is going to be a flat. Okay, so 3, 3, same impulse here. Okay, same one we're using for our bull count, but now we're using it for our bear count. So as you can see, either way, the full expectation is, at a minimum, you are getting an impulse here. Okay, bearish or bullish. But that would mean that this is a flat, okay, an expanded flat. 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 3, 5 expanded flat into an X wave, and that means all of this that happened, you're getting it again on the other side. Okay, which looks much better in log, because in linear, did not look very good at all. Okay, or it means Bitcoin's going to zero. Right, that could be your other option there, but in log, that gets you down to, this is how you're going to get down to 10,000 or whatever, right? And if we run some fibs on this, okay, get rid of all that stuff. Let's run a couple fibs, right? So here's the bear count, and let's assume that that's all one wave. We have to guess where the top's going to be. I don't know. I'm just going to guess the bottom of this range, right? Make sure we have some stuff loaded up here. 1.618 is what I'm looking for. Okay. Now in log, obviously, the 1.618 takes you down to, and the 1-to-1 takes you down to 7 and 3,000. But I don't think that's the measurement here. I think we're going to measure this in, whoops, I was right, in log. Let me pull up the 618 as well, sorry. Because that would be your minimum expectation. That's what I did, okay. Your minimum expectation for if this is the bear count, and then you get all of this, another zigzag. All right. So zigzag, zigzag, a bigger double zigzag, right? Minimum expectation is 61.8% extension. Okay. Now this is measured in log. Not a huge fan of measuring things in log, but it's not invalid in any way. Okay. There's no rule on that. You can measure it however you want. The only thing that would be invalid is if you're using it for wavelengths, right? So a rule of an impulse is 3 can't be the shortest. Well, you can't use this tool and measure that in log. It's not going to give you the right answer. You have to measure your lengths for your rules in linear. Okay, but regardless, this is not a rule that we're using here. We're using this as a fib relationship between waves, right? So if we got up here and slammed our head on this range, then the minimum expectation would be 61.8%. And that's in what it looks like in log. As you can see in linear, the minimum expectation gives you negative $3,000. So, right. Obviously not realistic. Okay, unless you think Bitcoin's going to zero, then hey, it's very realistic. But I don't think most of us think that. So we're going to use the log measurement here. And 61.8% extension is at 12K, and 100% extension is down at 7. Okay. By virtue of the log, that you have to use log to see this move, which is not big in log compared to the rest of Bitcoin history, just leads me probability-wise that this count, being the valid one that will happen, has the same chance as a snowball's chance in hell. That's my opinion, but hey, this is our bear count. Okay, until it's invalid, I'm going to leave it up there. So, I'm going to take you smaller now, so we can figure out how we got to 3 ways and 4 ways and 5 ways, just for this impulse. Okay. Micro count I have, okay, for this impulse. This is how it starts. 5-wave move here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a 1. 3-wave move here into a 2. A flat for a B, and then a zigzag for C, or a three-wave move for a C. You can make this WXY if you want, right? You wouldn't get a three-wave move for a C. You would get a five-wave move for a C. Okay, C waves can't be three waves. Okay, but you get the point. It's a three-wave move. Okay, so whether I have it labeled inappropriately or not isn't the point. It could be WXY here. You could move the B wave over if you want, right? Here. And you can make this a zigzag. And then the B wave is just some kind of combination. Hey, who cares, right? Three-wave move that ends here for a 2. All right. Now this is the interesting part. This is where we get our 3. All right. So this is the really cool part. And I'm going to measure this and show you the extension. Okay, let's take a look at this extension. What did I do here? Extension tool. All right, 1, 2. Okay. You got an extension in here. I'm going to turn that off. You got your first wave 3, okay, because it's an extended wave 3, right? Goes to the 1.618 extension, and then the second one goes to the 2.618 extension, okay? So that looks really good. That the third wave in this is complete. It's been extended. You go to a nice extension level with your fibs, okay? And now you start your 4. Okay, essentially your extension is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Done. Now you've started your 4. Okay. Now this is my current expectation for the wave 4. It can go a couple ways, but this is what I like the best. Okay. So essentially a regular flat here to start your A wave. All right. 3-wave move. Regular flat. Just like that. Okay. B is going to be something. I don't think it's done yet. Looks very choppy. Okay, so your B is going to be a 3-wave move, probably a combination. So it's going to look something like this. Okay. Best guess. All right, and then you're going to get 5 and a C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down here, Elliott guideline. Wave 4 ends in the price territory of the wave 4 of lesser degree. Okay, so that's how you would get down there, is in a C wave. Okay. After that, well, I'll show you another expectation as well, or another way this can go. Right, because we've already reached wave 4 of lesser degree because the wave 5 was so tiny, right? But generally, if it's extended, you go to the lesser degree, right? Which would be this one. But it doesn't have to. It's just a guideline. Okay. The other way that this can go down is use our same A wave, but now it's a W. Okay. Same B wave whenever it's done. All right, is an X. And then your Y is just going to be another little 3-wave move, another flat, a triangle, something like that, and you're just going to have a 3-wave move like this. Okay, that's called a double 3. All right, and then we just never get down here. That's a possibility as well. Okay, but the point is, no matter how it happens, or no matter how wave 4 is finished, you still need a 5. Okay, and it's probably going to be an extended 5. Okay. Because the larger degree has not been extended yet. Does it have to be extended? No, certainly doesn't have to be extended. Okay, because you have extensions inside of your waves here. Whoops. But the higher degree wave has not been extended yet. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that it's very possible to get an extension. Okay, and then we get our 4. Okay, and the 5th will be extended, and it could be part of the 3rd too. We don't know. It doesn't matter, to be honest with you, because you're just looking for the extension. Okay, so what the extension would look like is same amplitude of these. So you would get something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, wherever it finishes, and then now you would have 9 on the larger degree. Okay, that's how what an extension would look like. Okay, and you know, could be the 3 that it was extended. Okay, you wouldn't know unless it's not following the rules, right? This would have to be, if this is your 3, this would have to be wave 1 of 3, 2 of 3. Okay, which is probably unlikely because we're getting a flat pattern here, right? If this was a 2 of 3, then you would more likely get something like this, a zigzag. Okay, here, and we didn't get that. So it's likely if we do get an extension that it's going to be the 5th wave extension, because that's what makes sense. So that being said, that's really all I have to say about all of this. Okay, I've showed you everything about Bitcoin and the full expectations. So in summary, if we zoom out bigger, all right, I actually want to get rid of this right here and I can't find it. There we go. Essentially, from the bigger picture here, once this wave 4 is done, I am fully expecting to come up here and smash our heads into that range right here. This one. Smash our heads on this range somewhere in here, okay, and come up in a 5. Smack our heads in here somewhere. All right, you just count the waves at that point, and that's where you get rejected. Okay, so that's all I have for Bitcoin. You all have a great one, and check out bosswizardcrypto.com. The server's growing, and I go into a whole lot more detail on how to trade all this stuff there. Enjoy your day.